I just remembered why I love pro wrestling. And I guess Christmas came early this year. But we'll get to that at the end. Raw starts with the recap of Money in the Bank, but the start of the show is John Cena coming out, still poking fun at R-Truth and the fans, kinda, but still asking for us to send him competition. Interesting that he wants us to send him competition when we obviously see that he is frail. He can't go like he used to, but is asking for strong competition. Cheats to win every time, but is asking for strong competition. Best in the world, not Shane McMahon, comes out, CM Punk, and addresses him, tells him, if you want competition, you're looking at him. Cena offers him an opportunity to challenge for the title if he's willing to go to Saudi Arabia. When Punk had left wrestling, he strongly criticized the people willing to go and earn the big money in Saudi Arabia despite what was happening in that country. So he didn't accept on the spot, but I'm assuming he will. And what does that show for his morals and everything that he said before? If he's willing to give that up to go anyway, it would make a great story for him to refuse to go and someone else step in and he wait till he comes back or something. I don't know if he's willing to do that. But as strongly and negatively as he criticized the people that went last time or in the past, if he accepts the challenge and goes to Saudi Arabia, presumably he will lose. So what's next for Punk after that? Is he going to have like a repeat of the Drew feud and, you know, it's going to be like a revenge type scenario? Because every Cena match we've seen so far has some type of interference. I'm going to expect it to happen again. He can't win on his own. He can't. Will we see familiar faces come in to help? Someone new? At this point, I need to see something to make it main event worthy. Just another slow match with Cena and interference at the end to help him win. I mean, okay, we've seen it plenty now. So something fresh to keep the story going is my preference. The women's four-way happened and I am so satisfied that Rhea did not win. It looks like they are listening to fans because we don't want to see her in the championship picture anymore. That was the complaint I was seeing. I kind of feel like she is main event worthy. So I mean, stay there. But they're saying they're forcing her into all of the title feuds now. So we're giving her a break from that, something fresh to do. Thankfully. Okay, I didn't love seeing Kairi Sane take the pin again. Is that 2 straight losses since she's come back? I don't know. Maybe she has gotten 1 win in there. But I'm like, you just got back. Let the girl be neutral at the very least. I think Liv or Rhea could have taken that pin with less consequences. Thankfully, it looks like we are staying away from Liv and Rhea repeat number 57. But we saw Raquel Rodriguez come out and kind of drag Rhea out of the ring to stop her from winning. And if they want to do a Raquel and Rhea feud, fine. But I don't want that to split off and be now we're going back to Liv. Because, you know, they're still in the Judgment Day together. I'm assuming she's going to be there to help kind of cheat and help and manipulate and all that stuff. So I just, please don't go back to that well. We've seen it enough. Now, Roxanne getting the win, best case scenario for me, she has worked hard for years straight, NXT up to the main roster, and she's doing great. She's beautiful, she's got the training, she's got the desire. I'm waiting for the crowd to get behind her. And I don't know if it's because she's mooching off of the Judgment Day stuff that they're not fully invested yet, but I have loved her since NXT. I think she's so good. Her little voice makes it hard to be believable as a heel, but you know, what can you do about that? I'm ready for her to break off from the Judgment Day. And Finn too, but that's another story. They can split off and do their own thing. Are we gonna bring back mixed tag? That would be fun. Anyway, so she advances in the Queen of the Ring and is truly one of my favorites to win it. She's good in the ring, she's good on the mic. I think her path can kind of mimic the success of Lyra Valkyria. And again, I'm not sure why we're not fully behind her. I think people just don't like her wings. She's good. Her feud with Becky Lynch has been good quality. Those matches have been great. The Money in the Bank match, great. The one before that, great. They just have good chemistry and it shows. Now I know we've seen this happen a few times now, okay, with these two. And now Becky Lynch has the title, but introducing Bayley back into the mix is a fun take on it. I see Bayley came back in all white, typically indicating that she's the face, you know, she's gonna be the good guy. I was really hoping she was gonna come back with a vengeance, especially after everything that happened over Mania weekend. I thought she was coming back eager to really just blaze through people. I'm hoping we're not going to get more of the same, because that's not working for her. She needs more. I don't necessarily believe she is siding with Lyra, but really fighting her own fight that happens to align with Lyra. Bailey taking the title from Becky is something I could see. R-Truth coming out hot. He cut that promo from the announcer's desk bone-chillingly good. And then the stupid crowd in Phoenix started to do the "what" chant, and he cut his eyes at them and said, "I wish you would." I was fully invested from that moment. Yeah, he's reining it in. He's got it under control now. Spoke to the fact that not just John on TV, but the fans saying, he's a 53-year-old man. They're not going to build the company around him. He was not a real competitor. He was a comedy act. All of this negative stuff to give their reasoning behind why they just let him go. People can't work forever. I get that. Trying to make budget cuts, I get that too. But anyone that knows ball will tell you, just because you're not the top scorer on the team doesn't mean you are worthless. The team as a whole does better when you're on the floor. And that's what R-Truth was. And honestly, a lot of fans were of the belief that the hashtags and the chanting in the arena is what convinced them to change their minds and bring him back. And I don't even think that that's true. Unfortunately, no. I don't think it was our voice alone that made it happen. I think it was the backstage people, the staff, the other wrestlers, the people in the industry that all came out and said, "What are you doing?" In addition to the fans also being like, "What are you doing?" But then they were forced to be like, "Okay, maybe we took it a little too far. Let me back it up." And that's where that really came from. Horrifying, ugly part of business. But I am so happy for the character it has caused. That man came out here and cut off his hair on live TV. You only get one chance to do that. You can't practice that. You can't rehearse that. You come out, you cut your hair off on TV. You are serious about what you're doing. This is really his last run. He is making it count. I am fully invested. That is immediately championship worthy. He should be competing. And we've seen him go at 53 years old. 53 years old, and he is moving like a spring chicken. This is someone I fully support, and I want to see him have a satisfying ending that transitions into some type of Legends deal or something like that, you know? Backstage coaching role, morale booster person, I don't know. But just nothing? That was not cool. No pun intended about Carlito. I am going to be incredibly biased with this next part because I don't like Nikki Bella. I am not a supporter of Nikki Bella. I was not an avid watcher of WWE when Nikki Bella was on top. I don't want to discredit what she's done for the company and for women's wrestling. She was and the main event level talent that we see from the women today. She's in between now. Because she can wrestle a little bit more than just the divas were doing, just bra and panties matches. She's not measuring up to what the Sasha Banks, the Becky Lynch, the Lyras, she's not measuring up to them. Mariah May, Toni Storm, she's not doing that. She can't do that. She's never done that. But she's more than just, ooh, I'm a pretty face in a bikini. Understood, respect that. But then you went out and said, don't call me Nikki Bella anymore. I'm not Nikki Bella. That's part of my past. I used to be Nikki Bella. I'm done with that. I'm letting that go. Nikki Bella's dead. I'm done wrestling. I'm moving on. Here's my new name, whatever it is. And I was fully prepared to respect that. You're done with wrestling? Great. I wasn't really a fan anyway, so it just didn't matter to me. And then you get hit with a messy divorce. None of my business. I don't know any of the details. And I don't care. But all of a sudden, you're back on my TV where I'm watching wrestling. But you just told me, fuck wrestling. You don't want to be Nikki Bella anymore, so what are you doing here? I've lost my respect. I don't want to see you here. I don't want you taking a spot from someone who has been working hard and deserving day in and day out, trying to get on that Evolution card. And then you show up to do what? No, I didn't like when they did it with Ronda Rousey. She was an exciting flash in the pan. Yes, a fun twist, something different. You tried it. It was short-lived. And it went on too long because I didn't really like her. We didn't like her outside of the ring. Now people happen to like her outside of the ring because she's done Dancing with the Stars and she's done all these other shows and Total Divas and all that stuff. So they've gotten to see more of Nikki, and it was easy to choose her side over John's meanness, saying he doesn't want kids and whatever. So of course the people are flocking to support her. Okay. But you told me you were done with us and now you're crawling back. So when she was naming all these great women and Liv came out and said, don't forget to mention me, I was like, you damn right, because she is a woman that's been working day in and day out to earn her spot. That is a top performer. She has been great for years now. She is main event level. She's championship material. When you think about a women's wrestler, you think about Liv Morgan. And maybe you think she's mid Morgan. Okay, that's not me. I disagree. I happen to think she's very talented. And she goes out there and she performs. And I never hear anything negative about her. She has my respect. Nikki, I hope to God they are using you in a way where you're just like a mentor for someone else, or you're stepping into special referee or something. Don't take someone's spot. Showcase the women you have now. They're all the ones on Raw, all of the ones on SmackDown, all of the ones on NXT. You can bring in TNA, Evolve. You tell me with all those women, what? Don't piss me off. I don't want to see her. There were more matches like the Chad Gable and AJ Styles, where AJ got the win. But I think the most important part was we're supposed to notice that Chad had the rap just like El Grande Americano had. I'm ready for that to go ahead and wrap up. Let's get to the point. Unmask him or something. We also had the men's four-way. Now in the middle of this match, I was making cinnamon rolls, so I didn't get to see it all. But I know Sami Zayn won. Surprising to me, Braun Breaker did not win. That was my pick going in. And then we saw some interference from LA Knight. I'm happy to see he's not lost in the shuffle of things after losing at Money in the Bank. Another notable name that showed up during the commercial break, Karrion Kross is not in any of the qualifying matches. 8 from Raw, 8 from SmackDown. He is not on any of them. There is one empty box that they're waiting to fill. It's probably going to be something exciting, a return or something like that. But I even pitched it might be Jey Uso after losing. But I mean, what does Karrion have to do? It's truly disappointing. And then we get to the end. I'm going to warn you right now, I am not a Jey Uso fan, which really isn't even accurate. I just didn't like him as world champion. He didn't fit for me. He wasn't my guy. I just didn't get behind him like you did. And that's okay. I spoke up, I said, and you said, shut up. So I said, all right, we're gonna let this play out. Just letting you know it's gonna be a short run. 51 days later, it's over. Can we take a wider view of things and recognize the fact that this is truly a feud where the title went from person to person and back. It wasn't a long forever reign like we've been seeing before. Most people are holding their belts until big moments. And this was a one-time match on Raw, random, and the belt changed hands. They don't all have to be long reigns. They don't have to, especially when it's kind of a gimmick wrestler. He got a swell of support when he was in the Bloodline, when he was dragged into the Bloodline, when he fought Roman because he didn't want to do all that. And then, finally accepted it, played his role, wanted to break away, all that stuff. Great work. Great. I loved him then. That match with him and Roman where Jimmy had to come in and throw out the towel. Ooh. But I was not seeing that same type of emotion in this title run. So whatever. Am I super excited about Gunther? No. I do kind of think he's boring. I think his character is boring. He is a stick in the mud. He is a rule follower, structure, law and order, which is not exciting to watch. It's just not. He's still a good wrestler, and I don't think he needs to have a long reign either. Someone else can come in and take it from him. They can. Not Goldberg. Okay, let's be clear. We've got to draw the line somewhere, and I am drawing it at Goldberg. Please, we don't need to do that. I don't want to see that. But truthfully, it was a good run. He defended it a few times. They didn't take it away right away. He didn't lose to Brock Lesnar. I'm just glad we are moving on. I recognize people are not happy about that, but I was not happy about when he won it. So there's every possibility that he is the person that takes that last spot in King of the Ring, wins his way through the tournament, and then challenges again. But I'm hoping he doesn't challenge for this title again, no matter who has it. I think he should go after, but I'll do that in another video. I have been so excited. All night I was just giddy, and I've been talking with people online about it. There are so few people that were not yeeting with the rest of you. It's felt very lonely, but this era is over and we're on to the next. Gosh, I'm liking this long form ranting type of content. I might do more. I'm thinking about doing one for King of the Ring. Okay, that's it for now.